Alright guys and girls, part 3. Yeah buddy. 2014 Volkswagen Beetle. No start. First 2 episodes, couldn't start, check compression, no compression, then got compression, then no compression. Well, we came to figure out the timing change. So today we're going to break that down. Now, if you're doing this job, or if you're doing this job for a customer, you got to let them know. This is an interference engine. So there's a possibility that the valves could be bent. We won't know that until we break this down. Now, a lot of you guys might be saying, well, how about doing a cylinder leak down test? That's bull. The tests don't work. And I'm going to tell you why on our other channel. All right, let's get that done today on Astro Auto Repair. All right, guys, first thing is important. Jack your car up. Get it up on a jack stand on the frame of the vehicle. Make sure it's on the frame of the vehicle. Do not leave your hydraulic jack there. Usually I tell you to, but this time no, because we're going to need this hydraulic jack to keep up this engine. All right, the first thing we're going to do is take off this tire over here. Now, the tire's going to have little plugs on it, little covers. That's all you have to do. If your fingers don't have enough strength to it, get a pair of pliers or something. But usually, you can just pull those right out. All right, let's just pull those out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, your tire's held on by 5 17mm lug nuts. I'm using a 17mm deep impact, 1/2-inch drive, and my 1/2-inch drive air gun. So we'll get those off, get all of them off, put the tire to the side, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, before we start now, guys, definitely get you an impact, a cordless impact, and an impact cordless ratchet. Make sure it's gonna make this job a lot easier. Now, what you're gonna grab is a 25mm torque socket. See this bottom cover right here? We're gonna have to take that down, and it's held on by 8 25 Torx T25 screws. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then there's going to be 4 right on the opposite side. So we're going to go ahead. Let me go up here. Take these all out. All right, let's take these out and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got one more. And then this shield, it's got a lot of clips up here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you're going to have to do is just slide that shield back. And it'll come right out and right down. And now this is gonna be our first piece to the party line. What the heck is that? I'm gonna show you in 1 minute. We'll be right back. All right, guys, here's the party line. Every time you take apart a big job, you wanna make sure when you put take your parts off, you wanna put them in a line. And you're gonna keep on going down this line. So when you go back to put this job back together, you start from this end of the line and work your way back. You don't have no big mess, big pile of junk everywhere, parts missing, and all that. Everything is in order. And this way, you can have this job apart for months and come back, and I have done that, and come back to it, and everything will be perfect. So this is the first part, all right? Let's get back to that car. We'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do is take off this inner fender well. Just grab your same T25 Torx socket, and you're gonna have, there's a bolt right here, a bolt right here, a bolt right here, and then on the outer edge you're gonna have those screws going around. Now up here, yeah, there's one right there, one over here, so there's 4 right here, and 1, 2, 3 right there. Take those out, and what I'm doing now, getting the same T25, you want to go around and take all those screws out. Let me see if they're all right. Let's get that done, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, now that we got those screws out, we're gonna go up under here, up under the bumper, and you're gonna have, let me see where we are here. You're gonna have one right inside of there. I don't know if I can get in there and see that. There we go. One inside there, one right here, and one right there. Not that one, that one. Let's get those out. Be right back. All right, guys, now we got those screws out. We're gonna go carefully. Get out in the fender well. And take that right out. Yeah, buddy, man, that looks great. All right, you know what we're gonna do with this. Set this to the party line. Now, over here, guys, the screws screws from the bottom and all these, they're all right here. All those screws are the same. So now that we got them all together, put them in a little bag or something and probably tape it to the end of fender well or the bottom splash shield. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do is remove this duct tube, this tube going to the turbo. Now, we have two T25 Torx here. Follow around. We got a hose right here, which you're gonna take a flat screwdriver or an 8mm socket, or it could be 7, I don't know. Just get a flat screwdriver and unscrew that. Unscrew that all the way. Now, the next one, grab the camera for a minute, is up here. The hose goes right there, and you're gonna see a little opening in that clip right there, as you can see. What you're gonna do is take that flat screwdriver you got, put it right in that opening, and just pop that clip back. You don't have to take it off. Just gonna pop it back, and it's gonna stay into place, just like that. And that's now loose and ready to come out of there. All right. So, gonna take our T25. Make sure this is T25. Yeah. Good. 225. Let's pop those two screws out. And because we got that clip up there out, we can just pull that out just like that and wiggle this hose off. You might have to loosen this up more and just twist this hose back and forth and get that off. All right, let's get that done. And we're gonna put this to, whoops, you know what, guys? Let's just get this off together because this is gonna suck. Let's loosen this up a little bit more. All right. So now I'm gonna take a little screwdriver, full screw right here, and I'm just trying to pry it just a little bit, just to get it around there and break that seal. There's no antifreeze or anything in here, so you ain't gotta worry about anything. And just carefully work that hose off of there. Got it. All right, let's put this into the party line and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do, we got our hydraulic jack right up under the oil pan. Do not put the hydraulic jack right next to the oil pan or you will bend it. Get you a block of wood, set it right there, and you're gonna jack it up. Don't put it right here with a sensor because you don't need to be cracking nothing. So just put it right there, get a little tension on it, and now let's go up to the top. We'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we'll do is underneath, we got you a drain pan because we're gonna start removing these two hoses right here. So what you wanna do now, first these hoses got clips on them, the other hoses in place. So what you wanna do is just unclip them. Be very careful, guys. This is plastic, so you gotta be like very careful. So you got one right here, and you got one right here. Get that out of the way. Put that to the side. Now get you a pair of pliers, or if you have them, get you a hose clamp pliers. And let's see here. You want to take these clamps, squeeze them. Sometimes, man. And guys, I'm gonna tell you, be very, very careful over here, because these, even though they look metal, these pipes right here are plastic. So you pick up on it too much, you will break it. Not you might, you will. So, oh man, that got these clamps in the wrong place. So, see if I can turn that one, get that one back, release it. And this one, now if you're having a hard time like I'm having with this one down here, get you some like water pump pliers, the pliers with an angle to it. But wait a minute, I might be able to get this. If I can get this twist. Dang it, I just had it. I'm trying to twist it. This is the most suckiest thing, man. Alright, fine. Give me some pliers. And bring that back. And the reason why the pliers worked, because inside your pliers, there's grooves in there. So it's able to grab that on and put it. Now, next thing you want to do is open up your pliers to the big end, squeeze the hose, just enough to break the seal around it. Break that seal around the hoses. And do not squeeze enough. Again, that's plastic. Then, slowly take that hose off. And matter of fact, guys, take the cap off to the expansion tank. So air won't. Why the heck is this thing? Having a hard time coming off. I knew this job. Alright, so that way air can get down into the system and that'll bleed off quicker. Then you want to slowly take your hose off. Let it drain down into the pan. And then do the same thing to the other one. Let me see if I can get the other one. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, buddy. Alright, let's let that drain down there for a few minutes and we'll be right back. Alright guys, next thing we're going to do, grab you a 10mm shallow socket 3/8 drive with a 3/8 drive ratchet, and I'm using cordless ratchet. Told you guys, get a ratchet. What we're going to do, you got a 10mm bolt right here. Take that bolt out. Then you're going to take off just the neck. Whoops. Try to pop that out so we don't mess that up. And of course, you're going to give me a hard time. Yeah, there it comes. I'm tempted to just leave it there, but get this thing out of the way. I mean, guys, you can probably leave it there, but I don't want to take a chance in cracking this thing. So, and then take your 10mm bolt and put it back in there so you know exactly where it goes. Next thing you do, get your pliers again. Here's the bleed hose going to the expansion tank. You want to disconnect it from over here. Squeeze that clamp in. Bring that hose back. Do the same thing. Take your pliers just to break that seal off of it. And take that off. Alright, we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're going to be removing the expansion tank now. But before we do that, a little while ago, the tube that's going to the turbo, I said T25, 2 screws going in there. Those are actually T30. Alright, so... Alright, the next thing we're going to do, guys, is we got here a 4-inch, 1/4-inch drive extension, and I got a 2-inch, so just get a 6-inch 1/4-inch drive extension with a T25 socket. And first what you want to do is you got this little hole, the wiring harness goes around here. Let's just pop that up like that, pop that up like that. Take you a screwdriver. You're going to unplug it. Now these clips are very tricky. What you have to do is push the clip in, push the connector in, put your screwdriver right between there and just twist it just a little bit to get that thing unlatched. It's a real sucky design. So you're just going to pull it back just a little bit and then pull that connector off. All right? Now that we got that, switch sides. You're going to have 2 screws, the T25 screws, holding this expansion tank in. Whoops. You're going to have one right here, and follow back, and one right there. So, get your 6-inch, 1/4-inch drive extension with your T25 socket, and take those screws out. And be careful not to drop them. That's why I got my hand down and holding it. Let's take those out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do, make sure this harness is out of the way. Pick our expansion tank up. Be careful, because down over here it's got a hose. It's going under a hose, and that's one of the hoses, the big hoses that we disconnected. Take it out. We're gonna put this to the party line. Our 2 screws, we're gonna put them back in there so we know where they go. All right, so let's get this done. We'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing to do, we got our cover right here. Your cover is held on by some grommets. That's all you have to do is just take it and pop it up. Okay, flip it over. It's gonna have these 4 grommets right here. And what they do is push down onto these 4 posts. So you're just pulling it up, all right? So stick that to the side. Actually, this is gonna go to the party line. But before we go to the party line, the next thing we got these 2 little hoses right here. One of them is a fuel line. We're not gonna be disconnecting that one. The other one's going to your evap system. This is the one we're gonna disconnect. We're gonna disconnect it over here. Now what you're gonna see to disconnect this, you're gonna see, if you can see a little white tab right there. You're gonna squeeze that tab right now. See, this one come up. Squeeze that tab in to the connector and pull up. That's it. Take that off. It's going into clips around here. So you're just gonna pop that clip up, pop that clip up. You can pop this one up. And you're gonna take this and just bring that to the side. Now it's a good time right now if you want. This looks like it'll stay, but you might get a string or something and tie that to the side. So that way, it's out of our way. Yeah, I'll get something tied up. We'll be right back. All right, guys, now remember, make sure before you start this point, make sure you got your jack up under the engine with the block of wood, because we're going to be removing the motor mount right now. Now, first of all, you know what, guys, this other hose right there, let's just pull that over to the side, because we're not going to, that's in our way right now. Let's get that over. All right, we're going to have 2 18mm bolts, 2 16mm bolts, and then one, it's got this little bracket right here, but we're only going to disconnect it from right here, a 13mm bolt. So what I'm going to get here is, this is probably too long of an extension. I got a 6-inch, half-inch drive extension with an 18mm shallow socket. And I'm using my air gun. You're going to be using a half-inch drive ratchet. You're going to take off those 2 bolts. All right, let's get the other one out, and we'll be right back. All right, we got those 2 bolts. Just leave them right there. Next, we're going to switch same extension, and now we're going to switch over to our 16mm shallow socket, or you can use a 5/8. Let's go ahead and get those 2 bolts out. We'll be right back. All right, guys, last but not least, we got these 2 13mm bolts, but you're only going to be removing the one back here. And I'm using a 13mm deep half-inch drive. Impact. Take that up. And take our mount out of there. Now, guys, this is what we can do right now. This 13mm bolt I'm going to put back in there. And our 2 18s, we can put those actually back in there as well. I'm not gonna put the other 2 in because I don't want nothing in my way right here. So let's put this to the party line and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're gonna do is remove this bracket right here. Now your bracket is gonna be held on by 12 triple square what the heck you doing? Sockets. This is a triple square, like a spline, and this one's a 12, and you definitely gonna need something like this to take these off. Now, I'm using a long one. You're gonna see a lot of guys try to cut their tool and all this to get in there. You don't gotta do that. Now that we got this mount off and all, now matter of fact, let me jack this up a little bit. And you're gonna have 3. You're gonna have, maybe it's better to see it from the bottom. You're gonna have one over here, one right in between here, and then one on the other side. So the bottom one over here is the most difficult one to get to. So what you're gonna do here is lower down your engine, and let's go to the front of the engine.
We are in the front of the engine.
Sylvia, you see him?
Just saying.
You see him having a hard time here.
You are not.
I am. All right, guys. We got it jacked down enough. There's one right there. That's the one you're going to get. So what you're going to get is a 9-inch or a 12-inch half-inch drive, half-inch extension. Get your 12 triple square. And actually, this can actually drop down a little bit more. But what you want to do is once you put that triple square in there, you use my ratchet. You want to just tap on the end of it to make sure you're in there, because you do not want to strip these out. And use my half-inch drive ratchet and take that bolt out. All right. Once you get these loosened up, these things come out really easy. All right. So let's get this one out, and then we're gonna jack the engine up, and then we're gonna go to the two at the top. All right. We'll be right back. All right, guys. Now we got our engine jacked up, and now we're gonna have access to this one right here. What the heck? There we go. Got that one in there. Get our half-inch drive ratchet. Let me jack this up just a little bit more. Get our half-inch drive ratchet. I should have put the ratchet on before I did this. Dang it. Okay. I'm gonna just break that one loose. Once you get it loose, take that out, and that one's gonna come in my hand. And the other one you're gonna put over here. I wonder if I can get this one from the bottom as well. No, that's too far of a drop. This one, guys, is a little bit difficult to get into because of that AC line. But I'll tell you what we're gonna do. And it's gonna be difficult for me to get my ratchet on it. Oh, heck yeah it is. So we got a plan for this. We're gonna get a wrench onto this. Show you what I mean in a minute. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, I got me a 13mm speed wrench. I'm gonna hook it onto my socket. Bring it down there where it needs to be. Make sure your wrench is on loosening. Hard to see where I'm at in there. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Did I just hit that? Dang it. Hit that thing and put it on. Let me go this way. Alright. Trying to find out where that thing is at.
Can we see exactly where? Oh, that's where you are?
If I can.
Oh, you're not on yet.
No, I'm not. You know what? I'll tell you what. Forget this. This is stupid. I'm gonna try to put this socket on it. Dang it! Okay. It's like I get right there. There it is. Finally. Alright, so now I'm going to have to get a 13mm open wrench. And I'll loosen it up. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright guys, what I'm going to do is take my pry bar and I'm sticking it between the frame and the socket. I want to make sure that that thing is in there. I'm taking me a 13mm wrench. tight tension on it. Okay. Let's see if I got that loose. Yes, I did. Take our socket out and go down here. You can see the bracket's loose. Go down here by hand, take that screw out, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, got that bolt out, put it to the side, and now we just got the one right up in here. So I'll just take my socket, put it on there, and take that off. And you can see our bracket's gonna come. Bracket's gonna come right out of there. Dang it. Alright, get our socket down here. Let's put this to the party line, and let's put our bolts back in it. And we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're gonna do is unplug our camshaft actuator right here. Just take the tab, squeeze that tab in to the connector, and unplug it, put that to the side. Now you're gonna get you a T30 socket. I got a T30 and I got a reducer, 3/8 to 1/4 inch. We're gonna remove this screw right here. This one's for the oil dipstick. Then we got the 3 for the camshaft actuator, the camshaft position, whatever you want to call it. Let's get those 3 out and we'll be right back. Alright guys, next one do, get you a flat screwdriver because your oil dipstick is still like held in by a little clip here. So you want to carefully get your screwdriver right between there and just pop that out just like that. It's already losing, wiggling back and forth. Grab a hold of it and pick it up out of the oil. Let's put that to the side. Now we got our actuator here. Get our screwdriver. Just slowly go around. You want to get it and pay attention. You know, it's going out that way. Dang, you ain't got no business doing this job. We can't line that up. Get that off. Take our screws and put them back in here and back inside where the dipstick tube came out of. Alright, so let's get that done and put those to the party line and we'll be right back. Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do, this harness right here, it's got a clip on it held on to this top of this upper timing cover. What you want to do is take you a screwdriver and just pick that up. See, it just clips right onto there. Got a metal clip inside there. Pull that to the side. Now we're ready to remove our upper timing cover. The upper timing cover is held on by 6 10mm bolts. You're going to have 2 right here, and they're going to be right along opposite each other. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, if you can't see it, it's okay. I'll put the socket on it, and then you can see it.
I think I see it.
All right.
Looks like it.
4.
Oh, no, what's it? That's 5.
5, and 6. You're going to use a 10mm deep 3/8 drive with a 3/8 drive ratchet. Now this one over here is kind of like difficult to get to. So we're going to get that one out of the way first. Alright, we're going to get that one and then the other 5. Alright, let's get those out and we'll be right back. Alright guys, we got all our bolts out. The bolts are still going to be in the cover. Now your cover should come off just like that. And it looks like I don't have all the bolts screwed out all the way. What the heck, man? Okay, there's our top cover. Look at that, man. Yeah, buddy. What a mess. Well, I mean, it looks good, but just their design on this mess is ridiculous. All right, let's put this to the party line, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to do is now we got all this out of the way. This little elbow right here, 45-degree elbow going to the turbo, we need to get that out of the way so we can get this cover, front timing cover off of here. Now it's held on by 3 T30 Torx bolts. Now what I've got right here is a T30 1/4-inch drive, and if you want, let me see if I got a little extension over here. Got a 1-inch extension, and we're gonna have one right there. Oh, this one ain't gonna be able to get in there with the extension. One right there. Things are kind of messed up. Get into. All right, and let's go ahead to the front of the engine. I'm gonna lower this down a little bit so you can see it better. All right, and there's going to be one right here. Dang it, this sucks. Yeah, you want to make sure this thing is in there before you attempt to try to turn it. All right, let's get those 3 screws out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got our 3 screws out, and that's what I'm going to do is just take that and take it right out. You see a little rubber O-ring right there. Make sure you don't mess that up. Make sure you have that, keep that O-ring intact. All right, now what we're going to do is, this is going to go to the party line, but we're going to take out 3 screws and put them back in there. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing we're going to do is take off our belt. You're going to need a 16mm shallow socket with a 3/8 drive with a 3/8 drive ratchet, and you're going to put this in the position as you're tightening up. So you want to put it onto the nut right here to the tensioner. Go ahead and tighten it. As you can see, the belt loosens up. Take the belt off the harmonic balancer or whatever you want. Take it. I don't care whatever you take it. Just take it off. Take the belt off. Let that go to the side just like that. Now, put it into reversing situation, and now you want to go ahead and, dang it, the heck, I got some dirt in my ear. Take it off, and now what we're doing is taking this pulley off of here. So let's take that pulley off, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, the next thing you got this little solenoid right here. Now, we're not going to remove the solenoid. You're definitely going to be able to get the cover off without doing that. But you got to unplug it and get this harness out of the way. So what you want to do is right there's a little tab. Push that tab into the connector and pick up on it. The next thing you do, just like on top of the top upper timing cover, little clip right there, get a screwdriver behind it, and you want to pry that out that way. Lean that down to the side. All right, now the next thing we're going to do is lower our engine just a little bit, just so we can get better access to that harmonic balancer. Be right back. All right, guys, we got a 24mm bolt here. So I got 24mm 1/2-inch drive. You guys, you know what we're going to do? We're going to see if our timing is actually off. On the top of the valve cover, there's a little triangle.
On the top of the valve cover?
I mean, in the front of the timing cover. You see a little triangle right inside there. And you see a little a mark, a little white mark.
Yeah, we see it.
Now, if you look on the harmonic balancer, there's a little indent, a little white mark right here with a little V in it, and then further back there's one. We need to line that up to that triangle up in the top and see how timing marks should be on. Should be. So let's turn this. Turn this around. All right, perfect. Now let's go to the top and see our marks. Well, I don't have no marks up here. Now up here, in fact, let me. Inside the cover, there's a white paint mark.
Okay.
And on the other side, it's more of a bigger triangle. You can see that one. Bigger.
Yeah.
All right, so we're looking for the. Now we might be 180 out right now, which means I got to turn this crank around one more time. And our marks, there should be some paint marks on each of these gears, and they should line up. So let's go back to the bottom. Let's Now to turn this engine a lot easier, guys, you can remove the spark plugs. Something ain't feel right inside there when I turn this. All right, let me dang it, gotta jack the engine down a little bit. All right. Okay, now let's go back to the top. Okay, you can see inside there the paint mark. You want me to put a little shade up there because that sun is blinding you?
Now, for some, it just won't focus. I mean, we can see it, but it's blurry. When it's starting to. Okay, here we go. It focused.
All right, so that one looks lined up.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay.
Let's go to the other side. Ugh. I don't know if you can see it over here, guys, but there's our timing mark right there. And that's way off. That's like 45 degrees off. No, 90 degrees, I'm sorry. So we definitely got a little issue here. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, so let's get that bolt out of there. 24 millimeter, I'm using my 1/2-inch drive air gun. All right, guys, this part right here is important. I'm gonna put a link in the description below to this toolkit you're gonna need to do this job, because this is where this kit comes in handy. All right, so take it off. Set this down. And guys, you gotta be careful because this harmonic balancer sets in one way. If you can see a flat edge right there, if you see all the little teeth going around, and then you see an open spot right there.
Are you waiting for me?
Yeah, I'm waiting for you to tell me. Dang it, tell me you see it.
I'll tell you if I don't see it.
Jesus.
Yeah, I give you Jesus.
All right, so when you put that on there, you got to make sure it lines up exactly with that. Now, let me go get this kit I was telling you about, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, this kit, definitely get you a kit, and I'm going to put a link in the description below. Out of this kit, you're going to grab this little spacer. You're going to see a lot of guys online, goes a bolt and a nut and all, but yeah, you can get away with that part, but the rest of this you ain't going to be able to get away with. Put that spacer on. Put the bolt back in there, and bring that close. Now, the next thing you want to do is grab you a T30 socket. And I'm going to be using a 3/8 drive cordless ratchet. Then you're going to have to take this cover off. You're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then further up there's going to be 2 more. One right there and one right there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and take all these bolts out. All right, we'll be right back. Oh, go back again.
I'm there.
Oh, guys, this is what I mean. Very important, guys. Get you a cordless ratchet. It makes it a lot easier. All right, we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got all our bolts out. I had to put a little drain pan down here because as I was taking out the bolts, oil started draining down. Now, guys, this is a very important part. Your timing cover is held on by gasket maker, and you got 2 dowel pins on it. One right here and right across, one right here. You want to be very careful and not to bend the cover, taking it off, or you're going to have to replace it or try to bend it back into place. So what you do is get you a small screwdriver, and you're trying to get it wedged in a place. Get a little hammer. And you want to try to like go around in spots. And you can see how it's starting to bend, right? So just a little bit and keep going around. What the heck is this, man? Dang it, can't even get nowhere. Let's see if we can go next to this solenoid. Now let's go up to the top. We'll be right back. All right, try to find some spots so we can get in there. That one bent out a little bit. So we're going to be trying to bend this thing back into place, man. They would make this stuff out of so cheap, thin metal. This is... Whoa. You know what? Put my bigger. Since I got it open already enough. Let's see. Man. Holy cow. Huh. Let's letting the oil drain a little bit. Let's take our cover up out of here. And let's go down here to the front of the engine. Get that look at this tensioner. That's messed up. It looks like this tension is all the way out too. to be all the way. Look at it, guys. See that? Look at it. This thing is... All right. Wow. All right. We'll be right back. All right, guys. This part right here is very important because a lot of these videos online is telling you something wrong about this. What they do is go up there and remove the bridge first. You cannot remove the bridge on this because this has oil non-return oil things, oil valves. And if you go to try to remove that bridge right now, because of the tension, it'll break those things off, and then you're going to replace it. Now, they could be broken, I know, but you got to take off the tensioner first. So it's got two T30 bolts right here, and we're going to use a T30 socket with our impact. And first I'm going to do is go ahead and break it loose first, and then break it loose by hand first, and then go ahead and take them out. Let's get those two out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, got the bolts out. Let's take our bolts out. Get our tensioner. Look at that thing just suck, man. Let's get our tensioner down. We're gonna put our bolts back here in place right now for now. Whoops. You know what? Let's not do that. Let's just leave them into the tensioner. And then put this to the party line. And then we're going to be up to the top of the engine. We'll be right back. All right, guys, here's our kit. And your kit's going to have these adapters right here. That's to take off that center bolt to that in that bridge. Now, these little pegs right here, they're offset on each one. You're going to find the one that you need. You're going to come over here, grab you a flat screwdriver. And there's the bolt is right there. All right, so you got to find the one that fits yours. All right, that's perfect. Now what you're going to do is get you a 4-inch 3/8 drive extension and a 3/8 drive ratchet. And you're going to put it, this bolt is in there counterclockwise, which means to loosen it, you got to tighten it. But before you do that, take your flat screwdriver, move your tensioner, the guide over, and just hold it right there in place so you don't want that cam to turn. Now you can loosen this bolt up without taking that the adjuster out first, but I like doing it this way. And then you're going to make sure it sets in there. Just hold a little bit of tension on the chain, on that guide, and the bolt's not really that tight. Just go in there and take that bolt out. You can see it's not a lot of pressure at all holding that bolt in. And then you want to go get this thing back in here. Dang it. Alright. And again, it's clockwise. Ahead and take that bolt out. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, boy, that looks funky. Alright, let's put this to the side and we'll be right back. Alright, guys, now you got 4, 5, 6, 7 T30 Torx bolts going around this bridge right there. So I got me a T30 1/4-inch drive, and I got to reduce a 3/8 to a 1/4. I got my cordless ratchet, and what I want to do here is go ahead. When you're using a cordless ratchet, what you want to do is break it loose first by hand, and then take them out. All right, let's do one more. Break it loose by hand first, and then go ahead. All right, let's get the rest of those out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got all the bolts. This one right here, because this one, let's keep this one like this by itself. And let's check out the rest of these to make sure they are the same length. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. All right, let's put these bolts to the side, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, now we're going to get us a little screwdriver, and what we're going to do is just carefully bring this forward. Okay. Hey, this thing must have been worked on before, because usually there's the one-way valves right inside these ports. And I don't even see them. Huh. Let me get some more carburetor cleaner and spray that up. I'll be right back. Alright guys, this... Huh. Might be a different design here, because this ain't nothing here. Okay, I'm good with that. Alright guys, we're going to go back down to the bottom, and we're going to start taking these chains off. Be right back. Alright guys, the first one we're going to remove is the oil pump drive chain. Now here's the tensioner right here, and you see a little hole right here? I have a little pin. What you want to do is just back that up, push the spring forward. You can use this with one hand. Get that in there to lock it into place, just like that. Take your T30 quarter-inch drive, and I got the reducer 3/8 to a quarter-inch drive, and you got your bolt right here. And again, you want to loosen it first. Then hit it, take that out, just like that, and get this chain. If this chain don't come off, it's going to suck. And of course it sucks, but that's alright, because we can take off that whole thing together. Yeah, that sucks. That really sucks. Alright, let's put this to the party line. We'll be right back. Alright guys, so what we're going to do, we're going to take this off along with that gear. Alright, now what you're going to do is grab you a triple torque socket. You're going to grab you a 10 triple torques. The next thing we're going to go back to the main timing chain. We got a tension gear guide right here. You're going to have one bolt right here. And further up, you're going to have another one. You can see that one? Alright, let's get those two out and we'll be right back. Okay. Alright guys, we got the bolt out. See our guide will just slide out of there. And a good idea is just take your bolts and just put them back in there. And that one's going to go to the party line. And now we got one over here. This one right here. But to get to this bolt, we got to go to the top of the engine. Alright? Let's go to the top and we'll be right back. Alright, now we got one bolt right there holding it on. Let's go. Get that bolt. Get that bolt out of there. And take your guide. Drop it down through the bottom. Take that. Put the bolt back in there. And put these on a party line. We'll be right back. Okay. Alright guys, the next thing we'll do is our balance shaft chain right here. It's back here. What we're going to do is we got to take off the tensioner first. The tensioner has got a 27mm bolt right here. So I'm using a 27mm half-inch drive with a reducer from half-inch to 3/8. And I'm using my 3/8 drive swivel head ratchet. Yeah, that's how tight it is. Make sure I got it.
Awkward position.
It is. Alright. There we go. Alright, let's get that out of there, and we'll be right back. Alright guys, got our tensioner out. That's loose. Now grab your triple torques, triple square socket, the 10, and you got this bolt right here for this tensioner. You got this bolt. I mean, not tensioner, guide. This one. This one. And then further up, you got this one right here. Let's take those out. And once you take them out, you'll be able to slide these out of there. Now you don't have to go about mix them up, guys, because you can't bolt up one where the other one is. I mean, you see our two bolts; these bolts are right close together, and these are the far apart. You can't. There's no way you're going to be able to fit it. If you do, I'm definitely hiring you. So you be pulling off them. No, I won't, because if you do, that means you messed up somebody's car. All right, so let's get these others out, and we'll be right back. All right, guys, we got our last one. Get that down. Now, the next thing we want to do is take our crankshaft bolt off of there, out of there. And that gear in the back is just held on into place. That's why you put this back in there. So you can see how it's wobbling? So we're going to take that bolt out, let it wobble, get our drive chain off of the oil pump, lean that to the side, and take that gear out. This gear also sets in one particular way. Let me see if I show you this, guys. Now you see how it's going all the way around, but right there it's a flat edge. So you got to make sure it lines up to the flat edge right there on the crank. So when you put the new one, it's a good idea, guys, to get a kit to get the new gear. All right, so now that we got that done, we can go ahead, take this chain off. Let's go up to the top and get the chain off the cam gears. We'll be right back. All right, guys, now we're up at the top. Get you a flat screwdriver. You're gonna have your guide up here. Just go ahead and work that guide off of it. Get this chain off of here. Get this chain off. Get off our cam adjuster. Don't do this if you ain't got none on your new kit. Dang it. What the heck, man, is holding this thing in? There's something up here. No, there's nothing up there. It's gonna piss me off. That's all it's doing is pissing me off. Now it's off. All right, we got that off. All right, guys, we'll be right back. All right, guys, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna set this chain right there. We're gonna put our cover back on it. First, we're gonna put this back up here, and we're gonna put our harmonic balancer back on, so we can make sure we are top dead center. Then we're at top dead center. Then what I'm gonna do is take the crank, rotate it back about 30 degrees or 45 degrees to make sure, and that way I make sure all the pistons are below deck. So then I can turn that, because the exhaust came up there, that's off 90 degrees. So yeah, man, we got, what is this?
Where are you?
That's part of a rocker. Holy.
Where did that come from?
I don't know. I didn't see that.
When did it drop?
I have no idea. Holy cow. Let's
I don't know about you, but I'm getting deja vu.
that ain't right, but it's true.
Just saying.
Uh-oh, we might be at a standstill here. Let's go here to the top of the engine. Okay, I can see oh, can see it.
You see where?
I can see right inside here. You can see the rocker. There's the top of the lifter right there. Oh, let me get a...
I don't know if it's a ladder or I just can't reach.
Okay, you can see my screwdriver? The tip of it?
Yeah.
Okay, go down. Right there.
Oh, okay. Oh, so that's where it was?
That's it. That's the top. That's the rocker sets right there. Oh.
So can you see any others?
No, well, I can see one over here. You can see that one over there on the exhaust, but that one looks good.
Oh, okay.
So we'll be, that's done. This head's got to come off. Dang it.
What is going on?
And I'm look at, I think there's more, because this is going to the cam right there. And I'm moving this back and forth like this. That means every single one of them is broken or off. Holy cow. Down the rabbit hole we go. It's not just a simple job anymore.
Is it ever?
Alright guys, we'll be right back. Alright guys, this is where we stand. Sylvia called the dealership. We wanted to see if the recall was done on this with the timing chain intentional. I know you're saying, well, it's too late now. But check this out though. We called the dealership. No, it was not done on this. So we said, well, what happens now? So now the dealership says in order for them to get it, she has to have every single one of her maintenance records for this vehicle. We would have to put this all back together, and they would take it down there, and they would prorate it. I guess for the timing chain and all, that would be free. But then they go into that cylinder head. We know the dealerships. Yippee-ki-yay. So we're going to left with some options here. We're going to give her a price on what it would be for a rebuilt cylinder head, and us to continue on doing this. She's going on the internet right now and try to find a price on the cylinder head. We found one online. It's about $900, and that's an if, right, Sophie? That's an if they have it. If they have it. Or we have another option here. Now, she said where she bought the car from, still making payments on it. Where she bought the car from, guy seems very nice. So maybe she want to call him and see what he suggests. Maybe he might say, well, I got a great mechanic and we can do it at a good price. And what would happen is that we would leave this apart. Because, you know, a lot of times when a customer calls you, you're like, nah, something right. They trying to get over on her. Let them get this car and they going to look at it and they be like, oh, that's Astro. Oh, we know you were talking about Astro. So that is another option there. So we have no idea what's going to happen right now. But we will definitely update you in part 4. I thought we were down the rabbit hole with the Equinox. No. We down there on this one. All right, we'll be right back.
All right, so this is the end of part 3 on this 2014 Volkswagen Beetle, and we were trying to do the timing set, but halfway done. So if you guys are doing the timing set, well, you got this far. Figure out the rest, or do like a lot of places do, just reverse the what is it?
Reverse procedure, whatever.
Yeah.
But hey, we might be coming back in us.
You never know. But anyway, if you guys have any comments or questions, you can post it below in the comment section, or you can email Timmy at tim@astralautorepairs.com. Hope you're paying attention. If not, watch it again. This is Sylvia from Astral Auto Repairs. If we can't repair it, nobody can. See you next time.